So I've heard you numerous times refer to salt as a miracle ingredient, right? Can you elaborate on that more?
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to this industry using salt, sugar, fat as tools, to get us to like their products, but also to want more and more of them. And it reminds me to sort of make this point too, that so much of what this industry does isn't like innovate or invent. They steal from us. Salt, sugar, fat was ours, right? And they took that and corrupted it into something that's making us sick, right? And you look at the numbers are staggering. Maybe I should remind, your viewers that in this country now, look, obesity is a really crude measure. I mean, you can't just look at any individual person and think they're unhealthy because they have some extra weight. But as a population, obesity, we passed 42% clinical obesity rate in this country before the pandemic. And let me tell you, when the new numbers come out, it's going to be absolutely shocking. Anyway, the hidden cost of that is getting close to 500,000 lives lost. People dying early because of the health consequences of a bad diet, over-reliant on these processed foods, right? So that's the downside. To the industry though, these are miracle ingredients because it lets them turn stuff that tastes like cardboard and is kind of like cardboard into deliciousness that we can't resist. I mean, their eyes get bugga when they look at like that incredible, miraculous thing that happens in their factories, right? When they take like these components that you don't even recognize as food and turn them into this incredible yumminess that we can't resist. So that's why they call it a miracle ingredient.
Please speak about the similarities between the tech industry's and the food industry's use of color to get its customers hooked.
Yeah, so here's one really good example of that, and I'll do it kind of in reverse, looking at solutions. So the food industry uses bright colors because there's a little bit of science that says when we see bright colors, we respond to it in a way that's good for them, meaning we want more of that. That's like attractive to us, right? Same thing with the tech industry, bright colors in games, in smartphones. So here's a really cool experiment. In fact, this was at Google, right? They have free food for their employees, or did anyway, right? But it included some junk food and snack stuff. And they did this experiment where they took the M&Ms, which I think had been like in a glass jar, and they put them in an opaque jar where they just kind of wrote the name Oreos on the outside. No color, right? So lo and behold, not surprisingly, it caused people to eat less of those M&Ms. They were less attracted to the M&Ms, right? Well then, Tristan Harris demonstrated this for me when I met him once. He took out his smartphone and he toggled, this was back when the iPhone had a home switch. He toggled it, his iPhone turned to black and white. Instantly, the reward center of my brain that would get excited by the color just went, I was like totally less interested, and I tried it for them myself for a week. I could only handle it for a week, and I'm totally addicted to my phone, right? I put it on black and white, and it's like, my usage must have gone down 50% or even more, right? So color to them, like noise, like texture, like smell, is a really powerful tool that they get us to want their products and keep wanting their products. And the tech industry does the same thing.
What keeps you on the phone the most? Are you an email person? Is it an app? Like, why do you, what gravitates you to that phone?
Oh boy, yeah, it's a little bit of social media. I have a little bit of tiny presence in all the big sites. And I get sucked in lately on these, I think they call them Reels, and I think it's on Facebook. I don't know why. And I must have clicked on something at one point, and this is crazy, but I'm getting all these Reels about crazy driving, right? Like people have these dash cams in their cars and they're catching these insane things that people are doing on the highway, on the road, ending up in like crashes and stuff. And so I think they're targeting me because I looked at one of those once, and now I'm getting flooded with these. But I just find myself, there could be a whole hour can go by and I've done nothing but watch these insane, worthless, videos that are being posted on social media. That's like my trigger. That's my trigger food for bad tech.